Hello and welcome to Valogix. Valogix is a very powerful inventory planning and forecasting solution fully interfaced and built for NetSuite. We provide advanced forecasting and planning, automated inventory optimization so we can help you figure out exactly how much inventory you should carry. We can analyze your existing investment to tell if you're carrying too much or too little inventory, and then we provide a complete automated replenishment process to make sure you're creating purchase orders, stock transfers, or production orders as efficiently as possible. Valogix is the only 100% cloud-based, web-based solution offering advanced inventory and forecasting for NetSuite. What I'd like to talk to you about today is our approach to planning inventory. What makes Valogix planning process so much easier and effective than traditional approaches? How we're interfaced to NetSuite and our complete business process. Then I'd like to provide a brief demonstration of Valogix, how it looks and how it works, and then discuss a real business case of an existing Valogix customer that's fully interfaced and live, connected to NetSuite. So what does make Valogix so easy to use, yet so effective for so many companies? That's our ability to help you set your optimal stock and quantity. Essentially, figuring out how much inventory you need to carry to help you meet your upcoming demand within your time frame. Let's create a plan for two items. The first item that we're displaying in here, we call example 1, has demand that looks very unpredictable. Some months you're selling 150 units and other months you're selling 20 units. So forecasting and coming up with a plan for the first item is probably much more difficult than coming up with a plan for the second item, whereas demand for the second item is much more predictable. Sales are selling consistently at around 110, 115 units per month. So let's walk through the first item. What do you need to do? We need to define your planning horizon. We need to understand how far ahead do you want to plan for in terms of your stock levels, which really is your lead time, days, plus your order frequency days. So let's take the first example where we want to look forward 30 days ahead. So 30 days is what we call the planning horizon. Then what we do is we forecast how much we think the demand is going to be going forward the planning horizon days. So we think we're going to sell 110 units in the next 30 days, which is reasonable. It's someplace in between the historical demand, right? The million-dollar question, however, is do you want to stock 110 units? Do you want to stock higher or lower than 110 units? And that's all relative to how important the item is to your business. So from Valogix perspective, all you need to do is to tell us what your target service level is for that particular item. So let's say we want to be 99% sure, or we like to have a 99% fill rate for that particular item. So at a 99% fill rate, in a 30-day planning horizon, Valogix automatically sets your optimal stocking level, automatically creates your safety stock to help you meet your service level goals within your planning horizon days. So using very advanced statistics and calculus behind the scenes, Valogix automatically sets your optimal stocking level to create about a 50% safety stock for the first example. I think you would agree with that plan. Now let's look at example 2. Example 2 has very different demand. Demand looks far more predictable than example 1. But let's set the configuration options exactly the same, and let's look at the difference in results. Let's say the planning horizon is 30 days. We think we're going to sell 110 units, the same as example 1. Our goals of service for example 2 will be 99%. What do you think the optimal stocking level would be? Do you think you need 158 units? Not likely. The system will automatically only buffer maybe 4 or 5% safety stock for example 2 because demand is far more predictable. See, the difference between the two items in terms of the results is the variability in the demand. Valogix does this work for you automatically so you don't have to. It's so simple. Within Valogix, all you need to do is you need to give us a source, where to find the lead time, how often is you want to replenish the inventory, and your goals of service, and Valogix does all the analysis for you automatically. Now let's walk through how Valogix is connected to NetSuite, how we analyze that data. The first thing that Valogix does is it synchronizes the data within NetSuite on a daily basis. We gather all that historical demand and store it into our tables. We also capture all of your on-hand balances, which you have in order, what your existing stock levels are, and do some analysis and crunch the numbers. The first thing that we do when we're analyzing the patterns in history is we identify the patterns and automatically associate a best fit forecasting algorithm. We identify things like if an item is fast moving, if it's slow moving, if it's increasing demand, if it's decreasing demand, if it's a seasonal item, or a combination of all the above. We analyze those patterns and create a forecast for every item at every location individually. We then optimize your inventory and walk through the step I just showed you before by looking at your lead time, your order frequency, and your goals of service and tell you exactly what your ideal stocking levels are for every item at every location. We then compare it against your actual stock levels to tell you if you're carrying too much of certain items or if you don't have enough of other items. If you're carrying too much of some items, we have some very powerful analytical reports to help you reduce some of the excess and overage in inventory. And if you don't have enough inventory, we have some very comprehensive replenishment plans to help you create the purchases, stock transfers, or production orders as quickly and efficiently as possible. Once you select the items you want to create, within a single click and in real time, it submits the order right back into NetSuite. So that's Valogix full circle from start to finish. Forecasting, inventory optimization, inventory analysis, and replenishment. All on the cloud